Anita, how's your mental health?
Questionable at all times. You know this.
Yeah, how's the mental health of your children?
Also a little bit tricky. Can I tell you my experience in trying to find therapists for myself and my kids, Mel?
Yes, please.
Okay, this is how it goes. You ask around your friends and your family for a referral for somebody who's nearby. You finally find somebody who sounds like they might work for your family. You give them a call and you find out that A, they're not accepting new patients, or B, they have a huge wait list. So you start over again and you ask people if they know anybody who would be a good therapist and a good fit. Finally, you find one, you go and you meet with them and you figure out that you don't actually like them that much. But it's been so much work to find somebody who you can go to in your area that you're kind of stuck with them. Well, do you have any ideas for how to get around this?
I do because guess what? I've actually had some therapists that I have found on my own, which involves what you're saying. Sometimes I remember one time I was like 3 hours in the bathtub on my phone looking
Yeah.
through websites. I was such a prune at the end. But I have also had the experience with working with BetterHelp. And it was like, I don't want to say too good to be true, but because it is true, but it's like amazing because I was matched with my therapist within 24 hours.
And you didn't have to go through all of that other ridiculous process of trying to find somebody. And here's the cool thing too, is if that person didn't work out for you, you can just switch and say, and it's not like you're committing to another years long search for somebody who you're going to jive with.
It's true. And I lucked out, or maybe just BetterHelp is really good at matching people together because I never had to change my therapist. I loved her. Perfect fit for me. And I know that some of our friends have used BetterHelp and they've had to change therapists, and boom, same day, you can change.
Easy peasy.
You can ghost your therapist. Get a new one.
I love this idea. BetterHelp is one of our sponsors. If you use our promo code trybetterhelp.com/WWDN, you get 10% off your first month. And we totally recommend it.
Yes, get some therapy. That's trybetterhelp.com/WWDN. Anita is in the turmoil right now.
Yeah, this has been a really bonkers week. And it's weird because none of it is my stuff, so I don't feel like I have any right to feel disheveled about it. But I'm like in a supportive role for a bunch of different people right now. So it's been kind of crazy. Bah.
You know, it's so interesting. It's like, I think when we go through a like big, huge trauma ourselves, then sometimes we can kind of separate that in our mind as if, oh, well, everything else shouldn't affect me. But really, we're all part of systems, like family systems, friend systems, like connective, supportive groups. So
Yeah.
I'll validate you today, Anita, if you want.
Thank you. And I also feel like if it was just one thing at a time, then it would be easier to kind of focus that. So a good friend of mine, his dad died suddenly over the weekend. So they're going through the whole like, what the hell, and the manner of his death was also very hard for them. So, and people listening to this probably know what that means, but it's not mine to share, right? So, and then my sister-in-law had a surgery and she's just really had a hard time kind of recovering from that. And then my actual sister is in the hospital and is very, very, very ill. And so, like, to the point where everybody's just kind of holding their breath and hoping that she is going to be okay.
And that sister is the one that lives a few houses up from me.
Yeah. So,
and she is a fighter and a trooper. And like, I always see her outside walking her dog, even if she's halfway hunched over. So
yeah, she's been sick for a long time. So, yeah. And then like, it's kind of making me a little mad because this year for school, I was so excited because, school was starting. And for my second son, who's neurodivergent and really struggles with school, I was like, this year, like I emailed all of his teachers. I made a game plan. I was like, we are going to do this. And I haven't felt like I've had the capacity to do that, And so I was like all excited that I even felt like I might be able to tackle that, And so I'm still trying to do that. So that's just another thing to kind of like, oh, yep, add on top of that.
Is the school calling you to say someone's truant?
Yes. Somebody may or may not be missing class right now, but
You know what? If they're missing class, I hope they have a great time because you only have one childhood.
I know. And oof. And you know what's the biggest lie that I've been feeling right now? When they say things like, wouldn't you hate to have to go back to junior high or, things of that nature? And I'm like, it's a lie that you have to only do eighth grade once. Because if you have kids, you have to do eighth grade every time they go through eighth grade.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm doing eighth grade math right now. I'm like,
I know that's dumb. This is really ignorant to say, but I never thought about that. And wow. Sorry for you.
I'm really dumb, apparently. It's fine.
Well, and how many dreams do we all have where we have to go back to junior high and we're in that math class that we didn't realize we were in and we never finished the test and then the final is that same day.
I always have those dreams. So
I feel like I've been to eighth grade like 19 times by now.
Can you help me go through it again then?
I can help you avoid it.
Okay. You did say you could help me fix the tuba that's not tuba-ing, guys.
Yeah. Do you need some help?
Well, we talked to his teacher and his teacher was like, try these 4 things. And so we're going to try those 4 things. And then if it's not working, then probably yes.
Well, my friend lives by you and he's awesome.
Oh, that's good to know.
Did you see the tuba video that I posted in the Widow Wives Club, Anita? That's my friend. That guys.
I love it.
If you have followed the podcast from the beginning and you know that the beginning part of it, I was in Utah and then I was in New York and then I got rescued from COVID by my friend who drove all the way from Utah to New York, gathered me and my things and came back. That is none other than my tuba friend, Mark Robinette, who we were talking about last week. So I posted his video of Tuba Q where he's doing a heavy metal, in air quotes, tuba. So go check it out if you need a laugh and you don't want to talk about junior high.
Yeah. Oh, I needed that. I have 2 major things I need to talk to you about, Mel.
All right. I'm here for you.
Are you ready? Not even the stuff we've already talked about. Like that's all happening and whatever. But one is, guess what I ordered?
A sloth swing.
Incorrect. More pertinent to this podcast.
A widow hat. A fascinator.
No, I already have one of those.
Okay, wait. Do I get one more chance?
One more. And then
a coffin. A headstone. No way.
Yes.
No way.
I ordered a headstone. And you know what I immediately did after I sent in the check?
Canceled it.
Panicked. I didn't cancel it. I just said, and the guy is so nice to me. We're going to have him on the podcast when this is all done because he's been an angel. I was just like, help me, make me feel better about this. And so
what does he say to you? Because, you and I talk and I'm like, I don't even care because everything is stupid and life's a video game and this sucks. What does he tell you when he's trying to help you?
He is just like, Anita, like, I want you to be happy. You can say no to me as many times as you want. He's just been really nice about it. And he sent me like 50 designs, no joke. And then he'll make another one for me. And I'm like, nope. And then I ghost him for a while. And then he's like, hey, do you want to keep doing this? And I'm like, yes, please keep bothering me. So anyway,
like a good human.
He is really nice, and he's been really, really nice to work with too, because he hasn't been like pressuring me, but he's also kind of helping to keep me on track. And so anyway, the sucky thing is, and I bet a lot of people have experienced this, once you order it, they're like, okay, it will be done in 12 to 27 months, and then we'll install it.
If it's after Memorial Day.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, it takes forever. I mean, like he's always like, okay, I'm going to talk to the quarry about that, and I'm like, the quarry?
Like Fred Flintstone?
Yes. So it's a process. Anyway, I've been like dying.
I feel like we need to celebrate in tacos somehow after you are dealing with all your current funeral stuff with your friends.
I have bad news, Mel.
What?
About that? They changed our favorite taco places.
No.
Their tacos are different.
Why?
Mm-hmm. I can't answer that question.
Listen, we need things to rely on, and that's not acceptable.
Mm-mm.
Like, is the recipe different? Or is the menu
so now
different?
they only use It used to be one tortilla, then the cheese, then another tortilla, then the meat.
Yeah.
And now it's just one tortilla with the cheese and the meat in the inside.
No,
Mm-hmm.
not going there anymore.
I'm pretty upset about it. It
Change
still
it back.
tasted good, but it wasn't as crispy and delicious.
What if we bring our own tortillas and they can add it on the outside? We'll be like, we brought our own. It's saving you money.
BYOT
Yeah.
to the taco shop.
So was that
Yeah.
your second grievance?
No,
Oh, there's another.
it's not a grievance. It was what is it called when lightning strikes your brain?
Seizure.
Realization, but like a big one.
Okay.
So I mentioned how I'm dealing with my kids going back to school and how it's really like some of my kids are really hard. And I don't know why I was thinking about this, but as I was doing bedtime and I was really struggling with one of my kids, I had this crazy thought about dating. And
wait. Like you're going to do it?
know why I haven't done it.
Oh.
Like why I have not even considered it yet. And it's because of my kids. It's because I am so protective of them that I'm not willing to let anybody even near them. Not in a like safety way. Like I'm not worried about them getting kidnapped or, things like that. But just that they're so hard that I don't want people to think that they're jerks. Right? Because I think they're jerks. But I also love them because I'm their mom, and I'm like, I can't let anybody into this. Sometimes we assume that unless we had a huge life insurance payout, we don't really need to know anything about investments or even finances. But guess what? A little knowledge of finances is critical for all of us. Maybe your partner was in charge of that stuff, and now you find yourself making all the decisions. Maybe you're mad about that. Maybe I am. Nicole from the He's Gone But the Money's Not podcast is here to help. She tackles financial literacy by telling the stories of women and widows and finance experts and shares the lessons they've learned as certified financial planners. Whether you know a lot and feel confident in your financial decisions or feel unsure about all of that stuff, there is more to learn. Listen and subscribe to the He's Gone But the Money's Not podcast on all podcast platforms. This ad was paid for by Rockhouse Financial, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
And also, people listening, Anita just talks this way. So if you're like, I can't even with this lady.
Like that I say my kids are jerks. No, I know. And
loves them.
Most parents understand that like you love, like the reason I haven't thought about it is because I love them so deeply and they make my life so hard. And it's all in the same. It's that duality thing all at once. And I was like, that's why it hasn't even ever crossed my brain. And I think that's why. Yes.
Question, because life is so much of duality and it's paradoxical and not black and white. And so it's easy when we are, I don't even want to say easy. I feel like it's the most able for our brains to comprehend when the things are black and white, when we are in a position like how you are, right? Where you're like, I am trying to make us not, sink below an acceptable level of mental health. They have to get this support they need, this and that. And so it's like being more nuanced can be hard with adding something to the situation. However, some of them have expressed that they want a dad. And so then there is, because it's like you could think of it like, okay, well, I'll just wait till the youngest is 18 and then maybe I'll think about it.
Right.
But then they would have missed out on a potential dad figure in their life. But also, you have to be, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing that it's like even human words don't even convey how messy it is. So what do you think about that?
It sucks. I don't know. And I also have my older kids. They're a little less militant and angry about it now, but my daughter for a long time, if I even spoke to a male person, it pissed her off. She was like, why are you talking to them? And I'm like, well, because I needed to get some groceries, whatever. It could have been just somebody random. She just did not think it was acceptable for me to even think about another man. you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then my younger kids are like, it'd be nice if we had a dad. Mom, can you get us a dad? You know, so even within the kids, they have different wants and understandings of what that means. And it is hard because there is no good. The best solution is Jason, who created those kids with me and should, by all rights, be dealing with their messiness with me. But that's not an option. So
Do you think also your older kids, well, maybe all the kids, they're like, we want a dad that lives in the house and sleeps in the bed in mom's room. And so the younger kids are like, yay, that would be awesome. And then the older kids are like, we don't want anyone in our space, that we
mhm.
remember our dad. But it's like, realistically, even if you just were looking for like a platonic friendship with a guy and it was a slow burn and he didn't even come over for a long time and you could build trust with him, they don't see those things or understand those things. And so it's like it's easy to think of like the extreme and for everybody.
For sure, the little kids don't understand even what a dad is. Like that sounded really dumb. But they, they want a person to like take them fishing or play with them, or you know what I'm saying, or make mom so she's not crazy. The older kids I think understand a little bit more like what a relationship is, and they understand that a father figure would also be imposing rules, and there would be interactions like that, and so they're like, no, we don't want that. When you said that there would be a dad sleeping in the bed, actually that would be the worst thing for them, for the little ones, because they come and get in my bed every single night and there would be somebody in their spot. So
Okay, the new dad could go into the bunk bed.
yes, on the top bunk though, right?
Or not new dad, maybe like
Yeah,
the the
the
new person.
replacement
Yeah.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound rude.
No, I mean,
Please nobody get mad at me.
I understand what you're saying, and I think we all do. So anyway, that was like this weird, like, oh. And then I had this other thought. I was like, of course there are people who can deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, because people have crazy kids all the time and they deal with it. But I'm just not willing to go through the process of maybe finding people or maybe not, and having my kids get hurt more by somebody who can't deal with them. If
Do
that
you
made
feel
sense.
like you're not willing to do that or you're not willing to do that yet? Like, are you definitely like, no, absolutely not? Like, I don't even want to think of any part of future.
I think it was important for me to have that realization so that I can maybe explore that part of it, and just see if there's things that I can do to kind of deal with those feelings. I'm not saying never, ever, ever. I'm just saying like that's a big reason why it hasn't even been something that I've been willing to touch. So I don't know.
It's valid. Makes sense. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even have kids, and you know how I've been.
Yeah.
Here's the next question.
Hmm.
What we just talked about was like, okay, you're a widow and you have kids, so like you should get married and you should have a dad for the kids now, and like a bonus dad, or whatever. But then there's the argument of, well, is that a requirement in life? Do you feel like that's a requirement in life?
No, I don't. And that's kind of like part of me is like, no, we don't need it. We're fine by ourselves. But then I like was listening to a podcast a few weeks ago and they were talking about how there's all these studies that show that kids who have like a father figure in the home do better in life. And I'm like, no, shh.
A
Like,
non-abusive father figure in the home,
yeah,
hopefully.
yeah. Or like a really strong, like a maybe not in the home, but a really strong father figure do better. And I hate that because it kind of confronts that thought that I had that was like, no, we can do this. And I mean, it's true because there are a lot of people who have grown up with a single mom and are like excellent, wonderful people. And so statistics are, it's like the body at large, even though there are people, who are fine and have grown up fine. And I'm like, oh, that's a confronting thought to me that they would be better off with a male or a father figure in the home. And in that podcast too, they also talked about, well, what about like same-sex couples? Is it that you have two parents? Is it that there's a male and a female? So I mean, there's a lot of nuance to that as well. But no, I've always been like, they don't need that. Would it be nice? Yes. Do I think that there's a lot of things that I wish they had a male influence in? Yes, especially puberty. Like, can I please not have to do that? Please.
I have another question.
Yeah.
You do have their uncle,
Mm-hmm.
Mark, and
Yep.
then your dad's around, and then you have the aunts. So there are a lot of supportive adults around.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that fulfills some of those things where what you were just talking about, like someone outside the home?
I hope so. And I know that the male figures in our family try to do that. But again, we've always said that there's a difference between somebody who's second or third or fourth obligation in their life. It's just a convenient thing that if they have time, they're going to do stuff with your kids, right? There's a difference between that and somebody whose sole responsibility it is to care for and culture and help raise somebody. So yes, I do think it helps. I don't think it's enough, I guess. And sometimes it's hard because sorry, male figures in my life. Sometimes they do stuff and you're like, no, I don't want that to be a part of there. But I mean, I was like that with Jason too. It was like, why are you doing that? But at least we could have a discussion about it as co-parents, like, I don't want my kids to do this. Why are you doing that activity with them? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just be like, my dad will say stuff sometimes and I'm like, that's really old school. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which you
gender
might even
roles and
say just as a grandpa anyway, even if Jason were alive. And so then
yes. Yeah.
it's like there's
So
no way to avoid the stuff.
it's
Even,
true.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, it has been a joy to have this thought processing journey with you today, Anita.
Yeah. I know that this is a topic that a lot of people have on their minds in the Widow Wives Club. It's come up. It
Yeah.
comes up over and over and over again about how to deal with your kids and dating, or when did you feel okay to date with or without kids. And so let's keep the discussion going in the Widow Wives Club. I'd love
Yeah.
to talk more about it.
Do you want to know what I've been doing as a dog parent?
Yes. Are there any studies?
Well, I'm currently conducting my own study.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using extreme religious cult mentality on my youngest dog. She keeps going to the bathroom. And so I try to shame her by saying, your ancestors are looking on you every time that you take a dump in the basement. So you shouldn't do that. It's not worked, you guys.
No.
I don't suggest doing that kind of mind control on a dog.
I have no expertise or any advice to give you. Zero, like -7. So I'm sorry. That
I think it's well,
terrible.
that dog, she's like, she knows
Possessed.
what she's doing. She's very smart. She's
evil.
She's so smart that I have to treat her like a border collie. Border collies are so smart. So my other two big dogs, they can like kind of hang with me, whatever my energy level is, and they'll adjust. And then if I'm laying down, they'll lay down. Not the little one. She's like, oh, I'm a border collie in spirit and in my energy. I must be running around at all times. And she's very
Pooping
busy
on things.
Yeah, so she'll use it even if she's already gone outside and we've done the things, and like I exercise her brain, exercise her body. If she doesn't get what she wants, she'll like totally do it out of spite, which I kind of respect, because I'm like, I know how that feels to kind of feel like you're trapped and nobody's listening to you. So how else are you going to act out? I totally feel you guys, toddlers. I see you. But hopefully around here, the stress might be lessening coming up. I hope. You guys know that I've had stacked situations, and right now I'm only in the moment. I think a lot has happened this week, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. So whatever.
Well, I hope that some of your stuff gets resolved-ish.
Thanks. I've been skating every day. Oh, my nonprofit stuff is going great.
Oh,
with
good.
the jazz stuff, jazz student stuff. So stoked to help the kiddies.
Yay.
But yeah, I guess this comes out on Labor Day.
That's true.
Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed us blawing about
Yeah.
Anita's life, my life, using dog mind control.
We kind of covered a lot of ground right now, but I do want people to keep talking about it up in the Widow Wives Club. I always think it's great when we can kind of crowdsource information from each other, because of course it's different for everybody, and I know that some people will have different feelings than I have about it, and maybe somebody's dealt with it and has come up with a solution. That's not true. Nobody has any solutions.
You guys, if anybody ever tells you they have a solution, one size fits all, it's a cult.
I was just gonna say it's the Mel Shore cult of dog
Of
management.
dog. Yes. Your ancestors are ashamed. Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of people, and there's room for all the different kinds of people and different situations and scenarios and different feelings and different, I don't even want to say solutions because that implies something is completely over, but yeah, things to do. So we are here for you all. That's our cult. Our cult is
Cult is the best.
What's best for you? Is that even a cult?
Hey, girly, I haven't seen you in 27 years, but I have this product. It can change your life.
Hey, I'm at the top of the pyramid. Do you want to be at the bottom of the pyramid? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's have a convention. So,
all right, Mel. Join the Widow Wives Club. So we've had a bunch of people saying, hey, I invited my friend who just lost their spouse or partner or husband or whatever, and their request got declined. It's because of two things. Number one, if you invite them directly, it bypasses the questions. And if the questions aren't answered, they automatically get declined. So it's not like we hate them or we don't believe them, but that's like, it's just the first thing that happens. It's like automatic. So then if you tell your friends to join and they don't answer all the questions, we're not going to accept them. I mean, it's like a blanket. If they're not answered, they don't get accepted. It's like AI, you guys. It's the world. It's how it works.
And guys, just because people might follow other widow groups, that doesn't mean anything as far as if it's valid or not. We know there are a lot of online widow groups out there. And also, some of them don't vet them like we do. Also, we're just two yahoos, remember? Two yahoos in our bedrooms recording with a microphone that we got off of Amazon, okay? So we are not the CIA or FBI or anything fancy. We cannot.
We're not the NSA.
No, we can not 100% weed out all the scammers, but we do our very, very best to 100% of our widow capacity. And that means we have to have a team of people. So we really appreciate our friends that help us with this. And that's why the rules are, I don't even want to say stringent. I feel like they're just logical. So, yeah. And I know too, like when widows want to join, like they're just like, I need help. Actual widows. They're like, I need help. I need emotional support. I have heard this is a good one. And it's true, and that there's a reason why it's good. It's because we have all those things in place. So please don't yell at us. But also, if you do yell at us, we understand that you might be grieving, and it's nothing personal. It's just like scammers are finding new ways all the time. Trust me, I follow them, and then I find their IP addresses, and it's so fun. So I'm on it.
Anyway, answer all the questions. If you want to keep the podcast going, check out our Patreon. It's patreon.com/WWDN. And we still want tacos, even if the taco shop, we have to find a new one. Right, Mel?
Yeah, my friend told me about one that's similar to the one we like.
Okay, let's try it.
So I know where we can go. Also, if any of you guys have been playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I want to know about it. So please post about it in the Widow Wives Club. Obviously, this is really important.
It is.
And, we really appreciate when you guys just send us personal messages. Thank you so much for being our friends, even though we've never met you. I got one today, or probably a month ago. I don't know because I'm bad at it. But
either today or a month ago, could have been.
Our new friend. Okay, I don't even know how to say it. Alina from Finland. So thank you so much. Finally responded. Thanks to our best friend Addie for sending me some Canadian treats. I'm chewing them right now.
Oh, good.
So we love you guys. Thanks for being our friends. But anyway, even if you are our friend and you want to buy us tacos or don't, if you're one that does, buymeacoffee.com/widow we do now.
And by the way, we had a bunch of people request the official widow cards. So I put in the Widow Wives Club how you can do that. We just ask you to pay for enough to cover the cost of like the shipping and the envelope and the making of the card. And also our shop is closed right now. We're dealing with some stuff. So you can't get the card in the shop right now. You have to do this workaround. If you want one, they're just fun.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
will
check
get
it out
it
in the Widow
all
Wives Club.
sorted out at some point. Well, speaking of Patreon, Anita's little kidlets are going to help us out again today. So we are excited to share this most recent version of Patreon 2023 with you. If you want to join Patreon, remember again, it's patreon.com/WWDN. If you join at the $10 level and above, you get a shout out in episode. So check it out.
All right. I'm Anita.
I'm Mel.
Two young widows. We're just doing the best to try and figure out widow.
We
do.
now.
Boink.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Tell them who you are.
Hello, it's helper number 3 here.
All right, let's do it.
Constant Stahlbeck, David Kelly, Don Satterwhite, Emily Wiesenberg, Evelyn Flores, Gail Bell, Ivan Meisner, Kat, Krista White, Maya Glasser, Neil Hooper, Becky Ziba, Sam Finlayson, Karen Cornell, Harton Mattel, Amy Neal, Anakin Goodman, Ashley Hahn, Barbara Schneeberger, Becky Loiters, Berkeley, Brandy Younger, Chris Steffen, Cindy Wilkerson, Connie Remich, Danielle Catterberg, Nada Debbie Downer, Dennis Brazo, Diana Duhamel, Jenna Ryan, Jen Turk, Jennifer Beal, Jennifer Brown, Karen Lindsay, Kara Schultz, Laura Agede Pranner, Leah Johnson, Lisa Hardman Powell, Lou Cosman, Auntie Marie Hoffman. I did. Mary Catherine Anderson, Meg Murto, Patricia Wiest, Rachel Barbosa, Shinsheim Haben, Alicia McAllister, Amy Burke, Ann Drennan, Anna Tracy, Audrey Henniger, Christine Cott. How do you say that? Okay. Congratulations! Christine Anderson, Cindy Raynaud, Dawn Barber, Debbie Fells, Deborah Westwood, Doris Reichel, Eileen Stevens M, Emily Toledo, Eric Vanderwilm, Aaron Pozick, Gabe Lozano, Gia Benoit, Gina Haas, and Jackie, Jan Seeley, Grandma Jane, hi Grandma, Jennifer Davis, Jenny Armstrong, Jennifer Dickinson, Jennifer Sanders, Jenny Barrow, Jemmy Dippold, Jessica Burke,
Welcome, Jessica.
Jocelyn Milo, Jill Hanson-Williams, Johnny Walker, Judy Malkin, Julie Stevenson, Karen Oschola, Karina Ojokobo, Kathy Murray, Katie Getz, Katie Radcliffe, Katie Safier, Kevin Ferry, Kimberly Shelley,
Welcome, Kimberly.
Chris Morgan, Larla Kaylee, Lara C, Linda, Lindsay Kanapka, Marianne Hammond, Mary Ann McDonald, Mary McGlellan, Melissa Bowers, Melissa Hancock, Missy Schubert, Melstein, Mustine, Naomi Brown, Rachel Katang, Rebecca Olemaker, Robin Flam, Stacy Sayward, Susie Donegan, Tammy Teredas, Trenton Thompson, Vivian Hart, Back to School Wendy.
Thank you so much to everybody who donates to us on Patreon. It really makes us possible to keep the podcast going.
This is my favorite thing to discuss with you.
Tell me, what is it?
One of my favorite things. I do enjoy tacos and cheese and dogs. This is about how you cannot pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a phone plan, especially when you're a widow, your person is dead, you might have kids, you might need another option, and you just want your phone to work, you want unlimited texting and service, and you want it to be like $25 a month.
It blows my mind that they have plans that start at $15 a month. That is so cheap. And the cool thing is it uses other 5G networks, and so you don't have to pay extra for that, and you still get great service.
Yep, Anita and I have traveled all over, and I have used my phone. So I highly recommend it. And my mom's even on it. When my dad died, we put his phone down to the cheapest plan, which is $15 a month. And I think my mom's on the $20 a month plan, and it's so worth it. It's so much cheaper than what we were all paying before. So I highly recommend it if you're on a budget or not. Who cares? Ryan Reynolds is in charge of the company, and they send you free stickers with Ryan Reynolds temporary tattoos. It's kind of the best. So if somebody wants to sign up, what can they do, Anita?
Go to trymintmobile.com/WWDN. Seriously, you guys, such a great idea. Save yourself some money.
And if you're worried about losing data or having any changes with your phone, not going to happen. They walk you through it. Everything's fine. It's the easiest process of all time. Again, that's
trymintmobile.com/WWDN.